I would like to rant about a few things today. The first thing I would like to rant about is shitty drivers. The second thing I would like to rant about is black people being way too sensitive. And the third thing I'd like to rant about is E3. Well, that's less of a rant and more of a what am I expecting to come out and like what am I excited for, etc. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is shitty drivers. Why the fuck do so many drivers use their cell phones while they're in their car nowadays? I mean, it's almost predictable. Like, someone forgets to use their turn signal. Oh, were they on their cell phone? Yup. Someone gets to an accident. Oh, were they on their cell phone? Yup. Did someone run a red light? Were they on their cell phone? Yup. It's predictable now. Like, we get warnings of people using their cell phones every fucking a day, yet people still use their cell phones while they drive. I mean, honestly, why do people do it now? It's just, if it causes so many accidents, why would you take that risk? I don't care how many years you've been driving. There's always that risk. And if you have been driving for that long, you should know what those risks are by now, especially if you've talked on your cell phone in the past. I'm also talking about people who think they need to go the speed of light in order to get from point A to point B. I was going 50 on a 45 and some other guy was trying to pass me in a two-way street trying to go 67. You know what I did? I sped up to make sure he didn't pass me. Why did I do that? Not to be an asshole, but to make sure he stayed behind me because he was speeding. What if somebody came down the other street and he was going that way? He'd be fucked. He'd be dead. And then that same guy on the same street but in a different speed limit zone, it was 55, I was going 60. He needed to speed up to 80 to try and pass me. You know what I did? I did the exact same thing. I sped up to 80 and made sure he didn't pass me. You know why? Just so he could learn a lesson. He then got behind me and tailgated me and flashed his brights, and then he got pulled over by a cop later. It was pretty funny. But that's beside the point. People don't learn anything from our past mistakes. I don't know why it's different for driving, but we can seem to learn things with other things, but with driving, I gotta talk to Aunt Bessie on my cell phone for an hour while I drive. It's just you'd think with so many years of making these mistakes we'd have learned by now, but apparently not. The second thing I want to discuss is black people being too sensitive nowadays. I mean, honestly, they're only sensitive when white people say what they actually are. Like, they have no problem with other black people saying nigga, nigger, black, etc. But when we say, like, oh, you're African American, they get offended by that. They get offended by literally everything nowadays. I was working at Walmart, I was being a door greeter, some guy just stole something. He was a black male, about 6 feet tall. So, so my manager comes up to me, and he was just like, what was the description of the person? Oh, he was a black male, about 6 feet tall. Some other black person comes up to me, oh, did you call that person black? I find that offensive. I was stating his color! You moron! I was not being racially connotative, I was stating his fucking color. I wouldn't be fucking offended if you called me white. Why should you be offended if I call you black? There's no difference. In my opinion, that's you being racist to me. This is not 1953 anymore. You do not need to be offended with somebody calling you what you actually are, for fuck's sake. The third thing I want to talk about is E3 and games that are coming out in general. So, who else isn't excited about Duke Nukem Forever? I sure am not. See, the thing about Duke Nukem Forever is they've had 12 years to make this game as perfect as possible, and to be honest, it looks shit. The graphics look like they should have come out like 5 years ago, and they look like they should be on a PS2, to be completely honest with you. And the gameplay looks sluggish. I mean, the voice actor's cool, but then again, it's fucking Duke Nukem. I mean, like, maybe they called it Duke Nukem Forever because it took them like 8 years to come up with the name, and they were just calling it Duke Nukem 2, but they were like, that sounds shitty. We need a better name. This is taking us forever. Ooh, I know, that's a good idea. We can call it Duke Nukem Forever. That's a great idea. Let's come up with it in 4 years and we'll be good. But apparently they've had the name for a while now, so I don't know why it took them so long to come up with it. Like, honestly, we just lost interest after a while. I honestly think they should have just scrapped the idea in general, because I honestly think Duke Nukem won't even sell 1 million copies. I'm completely serious when I say that. E3 was completely awesome, just to understate it all. Microsoft did not get blown away by Nintendo nearly as much as they did last year. Microsoft actually came up with a lot of stuff. They came up with Halo Anniversary, I think Battlefield 3, they came up with Halo 4, they came up with so much, they came up with more Gears of War 3 footage. Like, all of that was just amazing. Like, all of the stuff we wanted to see, they presented. And Halo Anniversary looks amazing, by the way, and I'm totally getting it. But yeah, Sony, sure, they announced Sly Cooper 4 and Uncharted and stuff, and the God of War remake for the PSP, but what else did they do? I mean, I guess they announced the PSP Vita, but who cares? It's basically a portable PS3, which I have absolutely no problem with, but I wouldn't definitely spend $400 on it when I actually have a real PSP at my home. Nintendo's side blew me away. The Wii U, wow. I was blown away. I was like, how the fuck did they do that the entire time? And when I saw the graphics capabilities of it, I was literally blown away. I was like, is that an Xbox 360? Or what? Like, it honestly looked like an Xbox 360 from what I saw. The only downside of the Wii U, from what I can tell, is that it doesn't have any GameCube controller ports, which means I'm probably going to still have to keep my original Wii because I have no GameCube, and that's my only way to play GameCube games as of right now. Unless I go out to GameStop and buy a GameCube for like $30, but mainly because the used GameCube will be shit, because used products are shit. Like, honestly, what is it with people trying to sell used products? If it's a system and it's used and it's like a PS2 or something, why would they want to sell it back to you? Other than if it were, like, defective or something. Why would they do that? Like, why would they try and sell it back to you? It just would not sell. Of course, it does sell, ironically. That's the thing. Maybe that is what they're relying on. Maybe it's sold so much that it just wants to sell some more. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today, but I have a little bonus for you. Recently, I picked up some new headsets. These Turtle Beaches. Turtle Beach Ear Force X11s. They are amazing. They feel really nice on my ears. And, I kind of wanted to celebrate it at some point. So what I wanted to do is, how many of you guys, like my subscriber fan base as a whole, play Halo Reach? Like, that's what I want to know. I wanted to get together like a sort of subscriber party of playing Halo Reach. Like, we could have like a party, depending on how many you have, like 8 or 16 or something. Or hell, we could only have like 4 and we could play like SWAT or Team Slayer or Firefight or something like that. That'd be fun. Like, that'd be awesome. So make sure you just let me know how many roughly people do I have in my subscriber list. I don't know when it'll be yet, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to do it. If I don't have enough people, I'm just going to say fuck it. But just say it in the comments. Like, I don't want to know your gamer tag yet. I don't want to know your gamer tag yet. So just tell me if you have Halo Reach and if you would be interested in that. Okay? I want to get like a set number of people so I can be like, oh, okay, I would have this amount of parties so I can plan for this and this and this and this and this and this. And it would be awesome. So remember, just write in the comments whether you have Halo Reach and whether you would be interested in that kind of thing. So that's what I talked about today. I talked about shitty drivers, I talked about black people, and I talked about E3. So, yeah, do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Did you find me offensive? Because I wasn't trying to be offensive. So write in the comments and let me know. I'll catch you later, guys.